Good day, evening, morning, wherever you are. Welcome to another episode of San Diego, The Aftermath. Last time we had Ruby talk with Giovanni. Ruby and Anais had some more feels. Anais started making plans to teach Ruby's father a lesson. Alexis found that he was in a bit of a predicament, and we saw the return of his other personality, Alexei, and he murdered his roommate. And that's where we ended last time. We will begin with Ruby. What is Ruby doing this very moment?
Ruby is on her way to see Saoirse because, well, Saoirse is one of the few people that knows where most people in the city are 'cause she likes to keep tabs on everyone. And she's very nervous about somebody's behavior lately.
All right. So you going to see Saoirse?
Hi.
Well, you arrive probably at Balboa Park at the Gangrel Shack, where she likes to meet people. She actually stays there quite a bit too. She likes it there.
And Ruby being Gangrel just stroll on up and open the door, head in.
Ruby,
Evening, mate.
how are you this evening?
Um, Flustered.
Oh, why is that?
Where is Saoirse at in the room at the moment?
On the couch in the main area of the shack.
Ruby's gonna come in and just kind of plop down on the couch next to her and then spin in her seat and just lay her head back into Saoirse's lap, her feet up on the arms of the couch.
Saoirse smiles, strokes your hair.
Something's wrong, and I'm not sure what. I'm worried Harley might be right.
Saoirse feigns ignorance. Right about what?
You know Annoyus and Breezy, right?
Aye, I do.
Well, I'm sure you probably know this because you seem to know everything. They're not Toreador.
Really now? And how'd you find this out?
Annie Boy kind of made a confession, and it was part of this confession that really made me realize something. He told me he's La Sombra. I'm like, as long as you're on our side, your clan doesn't really matter. But there was something, you know, he's pretty well been like, all like Twitter-pated, like totally into his side, you know. Very characteristic of Bloodborns, right? So he's telling me that he's La Sombra. He's telling me that he loves me and that he hates her and they've had fallen out. And you don't do that with Bloodborne as strong as his was.
Nay, you don't. There is something off. Believe me, I'm looking into it. He came to me wanting information on your father.
Her eyes go wide. Oh, I pray you didn't tell him nothing, mate. Please say you didn't.
Not yet. I know where he's at, of course, but I didn't tell him.
Her eyes narrow. Oh, there's just he's been too pushy about it, you know. My father's none of his business.
I know this by looking at him. He does care for you, but there was a certain darkness about him that wasn't there before. Be careful.
I It's not caring for me that's getting me a bit nervous. I'm not sure how to take it. It's new and unusual. Usually anybody that's shown interest, it's because of what I can do for them, because of who my pa is.
Hey, no. As much as I'd like to see your father suffer, I know what his kind can do. I don't know that I want him to beseech that fate.
No matter how much we may fight, he's still my dad, you know?
I know, even if he is the right cunt. What else did you need, lass?
I don't know what to do anymore. If, if they really have done what Harley says they've done, then that means he's not on our side anymore. And that means I have to kill him.
What did Harley say? He did.
That there's not much you can do to break Bloodborne's that powerful.
Nay, there's only two ways that I know of. Unless the Tremere, and she says that with a very bitter taste in her mouth, can do some sort of blood magic. Are the only two ways, other ways that I know of, is you have to stay away from the person for a long time. And I know for a fact that they haven't been apart that long. Or there's the Vaulderie.
Oh, that's what I'm worried about.
And if that's the case, then either we know, well, I know a lot that I don't tell you, that his sire came to our side from the Sabbat, but she'd been in the Sabbat a long time. And he's never been touched by the Vaulderie. He was still a fledgling when they came to the Camarilla. So he could be blood bonded. Now, for some reason, either she decided that the two of them would have a Vaulderie together, which doesn't make any sense because the blood bond is stronger. The Vaulderie allows you to retain your free will. Or they rejoin the Sabbat.
Oh, that's what I'm pretty certain of. This isn't normal. This isn't right. Something is wrong.
I see what I can do. You know that I have connections. I'll have someone keep an eye on him, see where he goes, what he does.
Be careful. If he is with them, then whoever you send to follow him may be in danger.
I'm not going to send a person.
Animals would be in danger too. They've
Big
got
extinct ones.
they have ones that can see and use animals just as well.
Aye, I figure. I have my ways. Don't you worry. Anything else?
She lays there just thinking for a moment. So I went to meet your friends the other night. Or this earlier tonight. God, everything's just a blur lately. Uh, you big G mix.
Aye, she nods.
They said they needed something of my Sawyer, and well, I only have one thing of his anymore.
Saoirse gets a look on her face, her eyes widen a bit. Don't tell me you gave him your blood.
A concerned look comes across Ruby's face. Why?
You give someone your blood, they can do a lot with it. I mean, I know them, but I'm not sure that I would trust them, especially with some of my blood. Oh, and she kind of like puts her hand to her forehead, shakes her head a little bit.
In that case, no. I did not give them any blood.
Perception, empathy. Oh, only 2 successes. You can beat it. Well, actually, since she knows you so well, the difficulty is probably 4
No.
or 5 anyway. But she's still going to give you a skeptical look. Well, if you didn't give him your blood, then what did you give him? What else do you have of your sire?
She sits there. A picture? And she reaches into her jacket and pulls out a picture.
Well, if you gave him a picture, then why do you have it right there?
I said a picture, not necessarily the original picture.
Mm-hmm. Right, lass. Of course. I believe you.
What, you don't like this picture of him and I from like 3 weeks ago?
She glares at you. You didn't even know him well enough to take a picture. I
And
know your tricks by now.
it dissolves it into nothingness.
Saoirse pulls you a bit closer. Be careful. Can't believe he did that. Well, guess they're gonna know everything about you now. You know, there are some that can do the same thing as Tremere. Same thing that you could do if you wanted, but you chose a different path.
I didn't choose any path.
There are certain blood magics that can be done with what you have. If you have someone's blood, you hold a lot of power over them.
Well, I'll just get the blood back from him then.
Nay, it's not that simple. You already gave it to them. They're not going to give it back. They've already archived it anyway. Guaranteed.
I guess I'm just fucked then, aren't I?
Just don't piss them off. You'll be fine.
Well, hope my mate doesn't mind Giovanni poking at his spirit then.
I think it'll be fine. Whatever the spirit does isn't on you. Just as long as you don't piss them off.
Of course I'm not going to piss him off. I did my part of things.
We'll see. What else?
Not a whole lot. Just... I gave Harley a present.
You did? What'd you give her?
Picture.
Picture what?
Her and I together. Since,
It's
like,
like
we're the only family we technically really have anymore. Technically.
You have me. You'll always have me. But I know what you're saying. It's really nice of you.
And I didn't even make a smile in the picture.
What, you wanted to match your aunt or something?
I just figured you'd cut my arm off or something if I did.
Nay, she wouldn't do that.
Have you seen those claws she's got?
Aye, I have.
They're almost as vicious as mine. So, I was talking to her and, I've been spending a lot of time with her lately. And if I didn't know better, I'd say I'm closer to being her child than I was Matt's. Like, Matt liked to hide and shite. Her and I, we both got claws. Neither one of us does that chimera-stry stuff. It's kind of cray-cray.
Saoirse cracks a smile. Really now?
Seeing that smile. Alright, what do you know? Spit it out.
Well, they do share the same blood. It's not unheard of for you to have more traits with a sibling of theirs than your actual sire.
Nay, that's bullshit. And I know it, because your gifts and talents are passed down from sire to... Shh. And Ruby just goes dead silent.
The Giovanni aren't gonna get Matt from your blood.
Where did they catalog it?
I don't know.
Alright, well, I gotta go. I have to go talk to him, tell him that I've changed my mind, I don't want to talk to him, and take care, Saoirse.
Wait, no, you can't go yet.
Why not?
And she wraps her arms around her. No matter what, always consider you mine. Harley is your sire. I knew she'll get to know her.
That's gonna start with protecting her, so I need to go.
Hey. Be careful, lass. You call me if you need anything.
I will.
And as Ruby walks away, Saoirse makes a phone call to Prince Jasmine. She knows. She figured it out on her own. I couldn't lie to her. I had to confirm. Oh well. Yes, my prince. Bye. She hangs up the phone. And Ruby takes off. And where is she going now?
Giovanni's place.
All right. I don't remember what I said the name of that guy was.
Johnny?
Johnny Giovanni. Sure, why the fuck not? His name is Johnny Giovanni. You're gonna go see Johnny Giovanni at the office building, I think. Yeah. Somewhere around in the Giovanni section. Yeah. Of the map. In between the 163 and the 805, it looks like. Something like that. Yeah. So that's where you're gonna go. And it takes you about 15 minutes to get there. Tim, are you back? Okay, then we'll continue with Ruby.
Ruby's gonna go in the front door, up to the desk. I'll need to see him again right now, please and thank you.
He's busy. He can't just go back there.
You don't seem to understand.
No, you don't seem to understand. He's busy. You can't go back there. Have a seat. And she points to the waiting area chairs.
Call him, let him know that he has more important business at the moment.
I highly doubt that. Sugar. Sit down.
Fine. And she sits, gritting her teeth, her leg twitching. She was ready to pop claws and just rip this woman's head off right now. She does not understand how close to death she is.
She chews her gum obnoxiously. This woman looks a bit like Fran Drescher from, I don't know if you know who that is. Yeah. She's got a big nose and she's obviously from New York. But she sits flipping through a magazine, chewing her gum obnoxiously. She does that for a couple minutes and then gives you a look and then presses a button on the intercom. Yeah, that woman that was here is back to see us. She says it's urgent. Yeah, no, I told her. 15 minutes. He'll be back. He'll be able to see you.
She sets a timer on her watch for 15 minutes. Stopwatch, go.
And we'll now cut to Tim. What is Cassandra doing at this moment?
Shit, I don't know. How late are we in the night?
Not very. It's probably about 10 p.m.
Okay, then yeah. Cassandra just started up her own business. She's working as an accountant. She's probably just at the office space that she was able to grab, along with a couple of her ghouls, just kind of setting things up right now. And when I say she's setting things up, I mean she's telling them what to do and she's supervising.
Of course. And yeah, they will obey your orders.
After some time has passed, she's going to hit up Elysium for the night. I assume she knows where that is. Where is that? Like, Tim doesn't know.
The Elysium, the big Elysium is on Coronado Island. But I haven't actually stated any other smaller Elysiums than that. You can go we'll just say that there is a smaller Elysium in the La Jolla area.
Okay. So kind of head over there to, socialize and whatnot.
Okay. At Elysium, you'll see a familiar face. That of your sire, Nathan.
Upon seeing Nathan, Cassandra will... Is there anyone of a higher status than him there?
Not that you can see.
Okay. She will... Does Nathan look like he's talking to anyone?
No, he's just kind of hanging out, swishing a drink in his hand, sniffing it.
Yeah. So Cassandra will kind of come on over. She'll incline her head and she'll say, "Good evening, Mr. Vance."
Ah, Cassandra. Lovely to see you.
You as well, Mr. Vance. How have the past few nights been treating you?
How many times do I have to tell you? Call me Nathan.
She'll blank and say, "Very well then, Nathan."
Been doing all right. Not a whole lot of action, which is good, I suppose. How about you?
Mostly been setting things up, establishing things, whatnot. All in all, quite quiet.
Good, good. Any big plans for the coming days, weeks?
Nothing big, especially not in comparison to what yourself and the other members of the clan are up to.
He nods, gives a little bit of a thoughtful look. Well, that's good then. Frankly, I wish that there was a little bit more going on than the mundane.
She'll kind of chuckle and say, "Be careful, Nathan. That might come true."
Oh, I know. Be careful what you wish for.
Are there any investigations going on that require my assistance?
He thinks. There. Natalie, are you? Okay. There was quite an echo. There are rumors of Sabat infiltrating us. I'm not sure how true that is.
Well, considering the state of the city, as it were, it's a distinct possibility.
Of course. Of course it is. I know that they are waiting. They have definitely voiced that they want the city back. So far, we've held them off. Still, shovelheads appear in growing numbers. Our
Do we have-
Scourge does a decent job of keeping their numbers down, but she may need help. I'm not. I help when I can, but I'm not the best fighter.
Have we captured any of these shovelheads?
Not that I know of.
Cassandra will look down and kind of think about that. Makes sense. Shovelheads are quite an unpredictable, dangerous bunch.
Mm-hmm. Most of them aren't really going to have any useful information anyway. But what we could do is see if we can track one, see where it goes. Could lead us to something more substantial, someone we could get more information out of.
Cassandra will nod. At the very least, if we find out who embraced them, then that would give us quite a bit more to work with.
He nods. It would be dangerous.
We would not be worthy of the name Venture if we were not willing to engage in danger every once in a while.
He smiles, nods approvingly.
While I cannot offer guarantees, I can state that I will use the resources I have at hand to assist in this matter.
Whatever information you can come up with would be beneficial. A step in the right direction.
Cassandra will nod, and her follow-up question will be, do we have any recent reports of Shovelhead activity? Maybe some unsolved murders, some exsanguinated corpses, things like that?
I know that there were some neonates attacked by shovelheads. They took care of them. It was pretty far outside of town. I can give you one of their contact information. I know who it is that helped with that.
I would greatly appreciate it if I could receive that information.
And he gives you a piece of paper with the name and number of Ruby Star.
Okay, awesome. Outskirts of town. Is she a gangrel?
She is. She actually lives on a boathouse off the marina. But where they went, they were investigating the disappearance of her sire and took them to a cabin outside of town, and they were attacked by shovelheads there.
Very well. Then I'll have to talk with this Ruby Star to see if to get a first-hand perspective on it.
That would be a wise decision.
Thank you so much for your help, Nathan. She'll say, very much forcing it.
He smiles. You can't tell if he's smiling because he's pleased, or that he's smiling, or that he's pleased that you used his first name, or he's smiling because he's pleased that he made you uncomfortable using his first name.
Probably both.
Yeah, probably a bit of both, but he
Like,
still smiles and nods approvingly and dismisses you.
yeah, like it probably took quite a bit of coaching just to get Cassandra comfortable with the informality of this meeting.
Oh yeah, and he was totally casual about the whole thing too, like, you know. So Nathan just goes back to swirling and sniffing his drink, and appears very, very comfortable where he is.
All right. Cassandra will, upon doing that, will go ahead and exit Elysium. She wants to get somewhere private to have this phone call. So she'll probably just head back to her office space. Where she will pull out her phone, and she will She will dial the number.
Ruby, your phone rings while you're in the waiting area of the Giovanni office.
How long have I been waiting?
About 5 minutes.
She'll answer the phone. Hello, you got less than 10 minutes. What do you want?
Hello, this is Ruby Star.
Last I checked.
Excellent. My name is Cassandra Nakamura. I'm also a member of society. I'd like to speak to you regarding a certain incident at your earliest convenience.
Waiting for a meeting at the moment. After that, sure, I'd love to.
Great. I'll set up a place for us then.
Sure, sounds great. I'll bring the booze.
Very well then. I'll text you with the information ASAP.
Sounds good.
Good evening.
Okay.
Then she will go ahead and hang up. Kind of process what you just heard about going and getting the booze.
Out of character, Ruby's gonna need a drink here shortly, so...
That's fair.
Okay, so Ruby, before your alarm goes off, you're actually called back to talk with Mr. Johnny Giovanni.
She hops up and heads in very quickly.
The secretary seems annoyed. Not necessarily at you, but just in general. And she kind of just ushers you back very hurriedly. She doesn't really say much. And she gives you a bit of a glare as she leaves.
Ruby doesn't give a flying fuck about the receptionist at the moment.
And when you enter his office, he's turned around in his chair, so all you see is the back of it.
She walks up towards the desk. Evening, Mr. Giovanni.
He slowly and dramatically turns around in his chair, kind of Godfather style. Miss Starr.
Yes. You see, there's a thing I've come to realize. I need the blood back, and how much do I pay you not to do anything?
He gives you a quizzical look. So you don't want to talk to your sire?
My sire's not dead, thanks.
Well, sure. He opens his desk drawer and gives you back your vial of blood.
She's gonna smell it, make sure it smells like her.
It does.
Does it look like as much as I gave him?
Yeah.
How much do I owe you not to have done anything?
You know what? You're friends with my friend. How about this? Anything comes up that I need help with, I'm gonna give you a call.
If it's within my ability, sure. No problem.
I hope that you find what you're looking for, Miss Starr.
Oh, I found more than I ever realized. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening. With that, she takes the vial, turns, and quickly walks out, waiting for this text message to go off, turns off her alarm that's going to go off here any moment.
As you are turning off the alarm, it starts going off and it's very loud, and the receptionist gives you a very dirty look.
Gonna flip her off as I walk out.
Yeah, she's gonna. Yeah, fuck you too. I don't want to see your face here again.
And Ruby will see where this person said to meet her.
Cassandra sends Ruby a text that lists an address for a restaurant in San Diego, one of the nicer ones in town. Lindsay, just to let you know, Cassandra has pretty much gotten a back room, not like one of the private rooms in this restaurant, so that way they can't be disturbed.
Okay. No problem.
Like, it's a relatively swanky restaurant because resources free.
Let's see. Swanky restaurant is going to put you either in the La Jolla area or probably down in the gas lamp.
Like,
Gas lamp.
I have no idea the San Diego layout, so I don't know if Ruby has to go across town or some shit.
She has
It's
a
about equal
motorcycle. It's fine. Yeah, it's about equal distance. Either one. By the beach or closer to downtown.
She understands that Ruby's a gangle, so she's going to go with a more natural setting, beach.
Okay. La Jolla it is. You are at an upscale restaurant in La Jolla. It's pretty fucking fancy. Yeah.
The secondary text will go off to Ruby saying, just go ahead and tell them you are here to see Cassandra. They will take you to me.
All right. In her
Um,
mind, Ruby's praying she doesn't see her dad here.
oh, Lindsay, is it possible to, would it have been possible to, like, you know, grab a refreshment for Ruby?
Yeah. Totally.
Awesome. When I say grab a refreshment, I just mean just liquid blood. She doesn't have like a person tied up in there.
Yes, it's perfectly. Actually, as a matter of fact, this is one of those restaurants where they do have a quote secret area where they would serve people, and you can totally get just a glass of blood if you wanted it.
Okay. Does Cassandra know that they serve people here?
Oh, high or low?
Hi.
No,
Okay.
she wouldn't have heard about it. But she heard that she can get a special refreshment, which is just ask for a Bloody Mary. She would know that.
Okay, yeah. Cassandra will get two then, one for herself and then one for Ruby.
Ruby will arrive, head in. Here to see Cassandra. Assuming she's in the private area.
Oh, the hostess kind of looks you up and down, gives you a slight disapproving look, but you can tell she's trying not to judge. Right this way. She's waiting for you. And she leads you back to the private area that Cassandra has booked.
And as Ruby is brought into this private room, I will go ahead and describe Cassandra. Cassandra is, the first thing Ruby can tell is Cassandra is biracial AF. She has African American and Asian well, no, not Asian, Japanese features. She is wearing a somewhat conservative, very, very average looking business suit. However, one that's, you know, a bit on the higher end, if that makes any sense. However, the thing that sticks out about her the most is the fact that she has an eye patch on her right eye. Her left eye is actually, it still has eyeshadow, eyeliner, which is on point. And so when Ruby walks in, Cassandra will stand up and say, "Oh yes, Ruby." Or Miss Star, rather. I apologize. It's good to meet you tonight.
Please call me Ruby, and she'll extend a hand.
Cassandra will chuckle at that and say, "Very well." And then Cassandra will shake Ruby's hand and say, "Now that we have a face-to-face meeting, my name is Cassandra Nakamura. It's good to meet you."
Ruby, you look like, I'm gonna guess, Ventrue. You don't have them jagged teeth like Giovanni.
She'll smile at that and say, "Your guess would be correct. You're quite astute."
Unlike you, I didn't know the Ventrue ever embraced pirates.
I didn't know the Gangrel. I didn't know they embraced famous actresses.
I'm hardly an actress, more known for getting in trouble.
Still matches the job description for actress. Please, have a seat. I have provided refreshments if you are so inclined. If not, it is no insult.
Sure, could always use a bit of blood.
And so Cassandra will pull up the chair for Ruby. So we can just sit down in that.
Ruby will sit down. So what's your alcohol of choice, right, mate?
This may sound a bit stereotypical, but I enjoyed sake.
And she pulls back her jacket, reaches inside like she was rummaging through something, pulls out a bottle of red sake.
Cassandra will. Her head will kind of tilt very curiously. Good guess.
Ruby will then down her Bloody Mary to get back that blood point. And I guess I should roll to technically do it, even though it's pretty much
Yeah.
almost
Which
impossible.
level of that discipline are you using?
Probably at least the first. Might use the second later if it's taken too long for us to drink it.
Okay, so I believe the first dot is a stationary image.
No, not for what I'm doing.
No, this is Path of Conjuration.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were doing
She doesn't have No, she doesn't have chemistry. No, this is Path of Conjuration. She can manifest pretty much whatever she wants. And at the first level, I think it stays for like 15 minutes before it disappears.
Yeah. So She has a couple more like empty glasses at this point that once she's produced with this red sake, she'll kind of look somewhat sus at it. And so she'll go ahead and try it just to see if she blows up or something.
You take a drink, and it's sake with just enough human blood that you can drink it without having to worry about puking it up later.
Oh, she actually has eat food, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah. Well, here I am trying to be a gracious host, and I see I've been outdone in the refreshments department.
That's why I'm the favorite at parties.
I can see why. She'll set her glass down, and she'll say, "So, you don't seem particularly like the type for a lot of small talk, so shall I just cut to the chase?"
Sure, I got time. Go ahead and tell me whatever it is you want, mate. I've done my business for the night. Now, once I'm done here, I'm just gonna go and do a little celebrating.
She'll nod, and she'll say, "I've heard that you and some of your associates were descended upon by a group of shovelheads recently."
Descended upon by which incident are you referring to?
A incident that occurred on the outskirts of the city.
Which incident are you referring to?
There's been more than one.
Are you referring to the one that was me and a couple of neonates? Or are you referring to the one that was me and the Scourge? Just repeatedly.
The first.
Alright, what do you want to know?
Well, I'd like to know just the circumstances of the attack itself, how everything transpired, if there were any sorts of meaningful information that you were able to gather, or if one was able to escape.
Let's see, we arrived, they had the road blocked off, so we had to get out of the car. As we were making our way, they came at us. We beat the living tarnations out of them. Left mash. Then, what else? I went up to investigate the fire. And that was the last of the shovelheads that night. There was a few nights earlier when I shared it by myself. There's probably twice as many of them. And let's see. They seem to propagate the area quite fervently. Holly and I go out there few, 3, 4, 5 times a week, let off some steam. I have to go talk to her after this, so. And she pulls one foot up into the chair, so she's got the knee up in front of her, and her arms are around it, kind of lost in thought. Why, what's venture you taking interest in Shovelhead's Hall?
Well, Ruby, these shovelheads are becoming a bigger problem, and they are a threat to at least two of our traditions, and quite honestly, I grow tired of tolerating their presence, even if passively like this. I'd like to be less reactive and a bit more proactive with them. Now, please, don't misunderstand. I don't mean to say that the actions of our Scourge or yourself are not proactive, for they are, and they are a valuable and appreciated service to the city. But sometimes, instead of cutting the weed itself, sometimes you have to dig into the root of it.
So you're like a gardener?
Of the like. She'll smile.
Do you like do those bonsai trees or something? Say it takes a lot of skill and practice to get it just right to grow just how you want it.
Didn't like bonsai trees very much. I generally just do what's needed.
Just do what's needed. It's a first.
I suppose. Well, you have been involved in this situation far longer than I have, and you were attacked by them personally. I figured that you would have some kind of stake in all of this, so if you would like to join me in what I'm doing, then the door is wide open to you.
What does it you have in mind?
One of two things. Either one, we capture one, learn what it knows. It likely won't know too much, but if we can get a potential sire out of them, we'd at least have some kind of name or face. That, or, and this is something that I would prefer, we find one, and we track its movement. We find where it likes to go, and maybe we'll find a headquarters or at least someone interesting it likes to meet with.
Oh, there's plenty of support. We've already got trails out on a couple that we think might lead us back to something bigger.
Well, I suppose I'd just consider this another route to get to our destination.
I'd be surprised if it was less than one pack still out there acting. Then again, Mexico's full of them, so they could just be doing this to try and weaken us until they're ready to strike. By not letting us get any rest. I don't think they understand what they're really doing, which is just fueling the fire, as it were.
Sandra will nod. They are just unwitting tools of monstrous and inhumane masters, unfortunately.
Monstrous and inhumane. That's pretty right on.
Well, based on everything I've heard about the Sabbat and what they engage in, that's what they sound like to me.
How long you been at this, kid?
About 10 years.
Did you fight in the war? Or are you from out of the city?
I'm from the city, but I was still being taught by my sire when the war was occurring.
We'll see. Fair enough, suppose.
And you?
Oh, I fought in the war. Killed plenty of people, especially some other Tremere folk. There were a lot that tended to support here. Wouldn't trust a Tremere as far as I can throw them if I were you. Supposedly elsewhere they're seen as pillars of the community and upstanding fucks and shite. Never been anywhere but here myself. Well, at least not as a kindred.
Cassandra will nod. Well, I'm the same way.
Anything else you need, mate? I got to talk to somebody still tonight.
No, nothing more on my end. If you have assistance regarding, if you have need of assistance and I'm able to help you, please don't hesitate to contact me.
Next time Harley and I head out, I'll let her know that you're interested. Give you a call.
Excellent, I appreciate that.
Ruby will finish the sake she poured for herself. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Sandra will nod and say, I plan to.
And Ruby will make her way out. Motorcycle leathers and all, as she then gets on her bike and heads east.
And I think that this will be a good place to end for today. Sorry for the short session, but hope everyone enjoyed and have a good week.